Good, thank you. Better in the weather, that's for sure. Okay. Thank you, Council, for coming out on such a stormy night. We're pleased to have you and any staff that are here. We appreciate your presence. We have had some people decide to go virtual with us or go on screen and appear virtual. We're pleased to have them, and we'll make those introductions later in the meeting. So the meeting is called to order right at 6 o'clock. Please note that the meeting will be recorded. Any failure of the audio will not negate any of our decisions as a council. Before we begin, this gathering will acknowledge that the land upon which we meet is the traditional territory of First Nations people who have a long-standing relationship with the land, water, and regions of Southwest Middlesex. The nations along the banks of the Thames River include Chippewa of the Thames, Oneida Nation of the Thames, Munsee Delaware Nation, and Delaware Nation of Moraviantown. We convey our respect to our Indigenous neighbors and thank them for their contributions to our culture, community, our past, and the partnerships that we will engage in the future. Council, the chair will ask if there's any disclosure of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof. None have been received in writing. Okay, we'll go through that. The agenda has been circulated in advance. You've had the opportunity to see it. The chair will entertain a motion that the regular agenda of council dated January 14th, 2026 be accepted as presented. Is there a mover and a seconder? Councillor Emery? Councillor Haggett? Boy, it was going to be a lot. I thought it was going to be a short meeting. Yeah, just testing it, eh? You know what I do when I don't get a seconder, I do it myself. Yeah. Delegations and presentations. Joe Windsor, we're very pleased to have Joe with us.
Mayor, could we have that carried?
Oh, yes, that's true. We didn't vote on that.
Thank you.
All in favor? Carried. We are at 4-1. Joe Windsor is Acting Director of Human Resources, Middlesex County, Homelessness Prevention, Connecting Journey, and Home Within Community. This is more of an exclusive portfolio than the county have had in the past, and the focus is much more intent. We're pleased to have Joe with us. Joe, could you join in and introduce your colleagues you have with you there?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, through you to Council. So thank you, everyone, for allowing us to join virtually. Yes, as the Mayor mentioned, the weather did take a turn for the worse out there, so we thought better safe than sorry to move it to virtual. So tonight with me, I have two of my team members. So Elle Lane, who is our new manager of Human Services, and Danica Flores, who is one of our two community navigators. So as the Mayor had mentioned, yeah, I'm going to go through a little bit of a presentation around homelessness prevention within the county and what services we offer, and to kind of talk a little bit about what does rural homelessness look like. I'm going to share my screen here, and then 1 second here. Okay, is the slideshow showing for you now?
Yep, looks good, Joe.
Perfect. Thanks very much. All right. So we are going to be talking about some changes and some programming that we have offered through the homelessness prevention program through Middlesex County. So the first piece I'm going to talk about is a little bit about what rural homelessness is. And there are 4 major types of homelessness experiences that individuals can face. So the chronic homelessness is for individuals who have multiple barriers that just seem to be unsuccessful at maintaining their residence. So they may have found a residence and then have been back to being unsheltered. So whether to be on the street or in one of our transitional housing or transitional programs. Then we have the episodic homelessness, which the episodic is for the first or second time individuals. So it could be individuals that may have had a fire or lack of heat or lack of water. Typically, it's more of those one and done situations, those individuals that just happen to become homeless for a very small particular period of time and then have moved back into their residence or other accommodations. The next is the transitional homelessness. And that is, so some individuals need some support stabilizing prior to moving into their apartment or other living arrangements. Sometimes, especially if they come from the chronic homelessness, some individuals just need that extra support as they are moving into either social and community housing or into market rent housing. And the last piece is the at risk of homelessness. And the at-risk of homelessness is the piece in the county that we are seeing the largest increase. What at-risk of homelessness means lots of different things, but one of the big pieces is around food insecurity. So we are noticing that individuals are accessing our food banks a lot more and more frequently than in the past. The other piece is around increased rental amounts. So individuals are having to make the choice between, do I pay for food or do I pay for my rent? The increased rental amounts, utilities, and repairs and maintenance on the homes, all of these things are causing individuals to be at risk of homelessness. When we look at homelessness as well, we look at visible versus hidden homelessness. And when visible is pretty self-explanatory, it's where you see someone living unsheltered. So they could be living under a tree, in a forest, under a bridge. Where we see more though in the county is that hidden homelessness. And what that is things like living in a car, living in a trailer, living on a friend's couch and doing that kind of couch surfing in between places, which means that they just don't have a stable home life. Some of the barriers that we are seeing for our Ontario work or for our homelessness prevention program individuals, some of the main ones are transportation, lack of funding, and lack of funding can mean quite a few different things, but mainly it is they don't have the resources and supports financially to be able to obtain and maintain their residence. For anyone that is on Ontario Works, the maximum that individual can receive is $733 a month. 343 of that is for their basic needs, and $390 is for their shelter portion, which I don't know anybody around the table there, but it is really hard to find a place that anyone could live for $390. So, and then the other piece is the lack of affordable housing. So we have some great programs that are going through our through Middlesex, and then we're just finding some struggles of helping people get to that next step, either through the community and social housing and transitional housing, but then to the affordable housing. So this data I wanted to share, this was specific for Middlesex County. It's called the point in time count. And so our point in time count for 2024, so we only do it every couple of years. But I will say at the time, there were 68 individuals that identified as being unsheltered. We are floating around that number still to this day. The average individuals age is 39, the oldest is 71. We are seeing an increase in individuals that are 55 plus. Top reasons for the homelessness, according to the PIT count specifically, it was again that lack of income, so the lack of affordable housing, the relationship breakdowns, so it could be intimate partner violence or other reasons why they become homeless. It could be family issues and conflicts with landlords. Some of the income sources for the individuals that were identified through the PIT count. So Ontario Works, as I've mentioned, isn't really a lot of money. ODSP, which is the Ontario Disability Support Program. Also, it's about, I want to say $1,300 to $1,400 at this point. They do get some incremental increases. Then there's CPP, and CPP could be CPP disability or CPP pensioners. Then there's Employment Income Benefit. And then we also have noticed that individuals that have earnings, so people that are working full-time, part-time, but are still not able to maintain their residence, So we are seeing an increase of those individuals that are working but are still homeless or are definitely at risk of homelessness. So some of the other data that we have is around the Middlesex accommodations program. This program is we rent a motel that has we rent 11 rooms out of that motel. We have been doing this since around 2021, right after right in the middle of the pandemic. We noticed that there was a lot of more individuals that were facing homelessness or were homeless. In 2024, we had 77 individuals. And in 2025, I actually have numbers that hot off the press is we had 73 individuals that we helped in 2025. We do have a consistent wait list, so that does fluctuate depending on the season. So our wait list usually goes down a little bit in the summer, but it definitely increases in the winter when it's colder, like tonight. We have a program that we we use in the county now. It's called HIFIS, which is the Homeless Individuals and Families Information System. So we have a couple community partners who are attached to that. So we have the Community Navigators, we have YOU Strathroy, WRC, and we have CMHA Thames Valley Addiction Mental Health Services. At the time that I created this document, we had about 66% of the individuals that were on that list were male. The average age was 44, and we do have about 10 individuals that were over the age of 50. 33% of those individuals would have benefited from supportive housing. And what supportive housing is that more housing with more support. So would be having a community agency that works directly with individuals, that they would be staffed typically 24 hours a day, or a lot more than what amount of services and supports on without any supportive programs attached to it. The next part is talking about our human services programs. So through the province, we are funded through the Homelessness Prevention Program dollars, or HPP. We had the community navigators. We did have only one community navigator prior to 2025. We did hire a second community navigator, so now we have two. So Danica, who is on the call here, and we have another community navigator, Veronica Newberry, who wasn't able to make it tonight. But we have the two community navigators, and those navigators work out of the 5 comprehensive libraries. So they do work out of the Glencoe Library. We also have an Ontario Works case manager who works out of the Glencoe Library. The community navigators are there to support individuals with helping find housing. Could be applying for different housing benefits, could be applying for Ontario Works, could be helping getting their birth certificate, their SIN, really whatever it would take to help somebody find and maintain their housing, they would help with that. The Middlesex accommodations program I spoke to about a little bit already. As I said, there's 11 rooms that we rent. It is the motel is just outside of Strathroy. Actually, it's in Adelaide Metcalfe, but it does support anybody across Middlesex County. And if somebody comes from one of the communities, like if somebody came from Southwest Middlesex, we would work with that individual to make sure that they get back into their home community that they want to live in, because we don't want to take anybody out of their community. Food insecurity supports. So we do support the local food banks and meal programs. This is another area that we have seen an increase. Again, people are struggling to either pay for their rent or for their food or whatever the other expenses might be. We have the Middlesex Paramedic Outreach Program, and that is a partnership with the Middlesex London Paramedic Services. They do work out of our MAP program, and they work out of WRC, which is the Women's Rural Resource Center. We also have different training opportunities. So it would be working with our community partners and internal staff to make sure that we are on the forefront of the knowledge and base around what is the new and upcoming programs and supports, and what is it that we need to be successful in supporting our individuals through their homelessness pathway. The Whatever It Takes fund is kind of our biggest fund, and that fund is really, as it stands or says, is whatever it takes to keep that person housed. So it could be the person or the family, could be with rental arrears, could be with utility arrears, really whatever it is going to take to help that person maintain their housing. We know that once somebody becomes homeless, it is a little harder for us to get them back into a place. So if we can maintain their residence, we will do everything we can to make sure to try to get them to maintain the current residence that they're in. We can't do it alone in the county, so we do have a Middlesex Homeless Action Committee. We have 12 organizations that sit on that committee. We meet monthly. We review and develop documents and processes to make sure, again, that we're meeting the needs of each of the different individuals who are facing homelessness. The extreme weather response for homeless individuals. So like things like tonight, where we have a lot of snow, it's cold. Middlesex London Health Unit just put a cold weather alert out, but we specifically put, extreme weather, not just extreme winter, because this process also still works for when it's extremely hot. Our summers are becoming increasingly warm, and so individuals that are living unsheltered are impacted by both winter and summer weather. So unsheltered individuals, we look, so they're identified, so it could be either we are made aware of them or they reach out for supports. We have the community outreach program where our community navigator and a CMHA worker will go out to that individual and so offer supports and services. And then we offer individualized wraparound supports, which may offer a stay at a local motel, could be in Strathroy or wherever is the closest motel that we might be able to support that person. We do have connections with other of our community partners. So we do sit on what's called a Middlesex situation table. We have the Middlesex Homeless Action Committee, and then also the local Middlesex County libraries. And one thing about the one piece is that we don't actually have specific warming centers in the county, but we know that the library is a great place to warm up or cool down. Most libraries are open every day except for Sundays. And library staff are very aware of all the local and community supports and they can directly connect them with the community navigators. So if you are in need or know of somebody that is in need, when it comes to extreme weather, you can contact either the community navigators, our local community partners, or Middlesex County Human Services directly. And at the bottom there, we just created a new email address. So it's outreach@middlesex.ca. So next piece is around housing specifically. So housing is now under my portfolio. So I'm still learning a little bit about what housing is in the county and how we're going to move forward with this. One big thing is that we are not the CMSM for housing. And CMSM is the Consolidated Municipal Service Manager or Service System Manager. The City of London is the service system manager for Middlesex County and the City of London. So one thing that we are working on is defining and really understanding the roles between what the city does, what the county at this level does, and what do our local municipalities, and how do we work together to make sure that we are receiving and getting the funding supports that we should be having, and the supports on how do we build, transitional housing or affordable housing or regular market rent housing throughout Middlesex County. So one thing we really want to try to do in 2026 is be as shovel ready as possible. So different funding streams that are coming available, like Build Canada Homes, we want to be ready for that so that we know, okay, this is where we want to build our affordable housing. How do we do that? How do we move forward? So in 2026, we're going to be really exploring a lot of that. So some of the pieces that from our perspective that we need in the county is affordable housing, community housing or social housing, and supportive housing. The City of London maintains our housing wait list. So currently in the County of Middlesex, we have 248 individuals that are on that wait list. And that is 248 individuals that actually live within Middlesex County. Those are Middlesex County residents. So throughout all of this, we decided to put a little bit of a tagline and a slogan towards our homelessness prevention programs. And just to make it have a little bit, of a different spin to it, and lots of great work that's going on in homeless prevention, we want to make sure people are understanding what's available. So we've created the Connecting Journeys Home Within Community. And if you look down at the bottom there, there's those 5 houses with the little swooshes underneath. That's the logo that you will see for any of our homelessness prevention programs going forward. So why we created this? We had some consultations with community partners, individuals with lived experience, county councilors, internal team members, and we realized that, again, we're doing a lot of great work, but we're trying to put it all together so anybody that is in need of supports can see and understand that this is the way and the path for individuals to get those supports. We want to increase and streamline our access points and also increase the understanding and the education of what rural homelessness looks like in the county. And Bill-
Joe, could we give you about 5 more minutes and then cut? Okay, we're just a little over quota there. You keep going. About 5
Okay,
more minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll wrap it up soon. Yes. So the Connecting Journeys program. So if you get a chance to go to our website, so middlesex.ca Human Services, if you go to that, we will see we've done some updates to our website to make it a lot easier for individuals to find and access the homelessness prevention program supports. We have some promotional materials, which I will send to your clerk there so that it can be posted at any of your local areas and any of your recreational centers. So there's a poster, and we also are going to have some postcards that can be provided as well. This next page, just really wanted to make sure everybody had the contacts for Human Services. So our website is on there as well. The phone number for the community navigator and email address, Human Services as a whole, and then the outreach supports. We did, for both the community navigator and the outreach supports, we used the same phone number, and we also made it as a direct line so individuals don't have to call through and press 2 or anything to get supports. So what's next in our supports? We're going to be doing a review to see what 24-hour services do we need, collaboration of resources, so working with our community partners, continue to use data to make good informed decisions, presentations at the locals, to providing the promotional materials. And lastly is that we are working on the Housing Stability Action Plan from 2026 to 2031. This Housing Action Plan is with the City of London. So in the past, the county had its own separate one, which was an addendum to the city's plan. This year, we have put it that it's going to be a London Middlesex plan, and we will have a section specifically for Middlesex County. When that information becomes available, we will send out information. There will be a survey on our website. We're also going to be doing some community open houses, which we're going to be using the Glencoe Library there to present this information, and individuals can take a look at it and provide feedback. And that is it, and available for any questions if anyone has any.
Joe, thank you very much. That was a very good report, and it's great to have those slides available. Council, invitation has been extended. Questions, are there any? Yep, go ahead, Councillor Haggett. Through the chair to Joe.
Through the mayor to Joe. So knowing some people that say they've been on a list for a low rental apartment for about 4 to 5 years, how long does it take? Do you have an idea how long it takes and what they can do?
Yeah, thank you. And through the mayor to the councillor, that is unfortunately one of our biggest issues. And that's why we have 248 people on our wait list right now, is that we don't have enough of that community and social housing. We don't have enough of that affordable housing. And so when somebody's living in that community or social housing, they should be able to move into affordable housing and then move into the market rent housing as well. So that is something that we want to work on in 2026 is to really come up with a plan of what are we going to do in the county around housing to be able to support. And we will be working with the City of London as I said, they're the CMSM What I would suggest though is that if you do know of any of those individuals that do know that have been on the list for a long period of time, have them connect with one of the community navigators. We can offer other supports around, maybe it is some food insecurity supports. Maybe is we have other sometimes get other housing benefits like the Canada Ontario Housing Benefit or COB. Sometimes those come available, and that's either provincial or federal funding on different programs. And so what I would say is make sure that they are connecting with our community navigators. Community navigators also have access to what's called Rent Cafe. They could actually see where that individual is on the list, and also maybe offer other supports, like maybe put their name forward for other units that might come available first.
One follow-up coming towards you, Joe. Okay, go ahead, Councillor Haggett.
I think your navigators do a good job. I just want to know, so how do you choose? If you have 253 on the wait list, how do you choose?
So that's a great question. So it's not us that does the choosing, but so it is the City of London, because they maintain our housing wait list. So what it is that it is on a first come first served basis in some senses of it, is that when somebody puts their application into the Housing Access Centre, which is the City of London, they can put in, like, I want to live in the Glencoe building, I want to live in the Strathroy, or in the City of London in any of their community housing, social housing units. So really, if they have said, I want to be in this one unit, and that's the only apartment or place that they have put forward, they have to wait till other people that might have put their name forward first gets into that before they can move in. If they are open to moving to other locations, they could potentially be moving through the system quicker. But again, that 248 is our list. The City of London has a very large list as well. I would say most of who is on our list for our community and social housing in the county are Middlesex County residents.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Councillor Haggett. Any further questions, Council? Yes, Martin, please go ahead. Councillor Vink.
Thank you, Mayor. To Joe, you talk about streamlining services, and then we hear about waiting lists that London takes care of. Do the navigators work for the City of London? And in my opinion, if you want to streamline services, we should have just a Middlesex County housing development.
So thank you, and through the mayor to the councillor, you're right. So just to be clear, that the community navigators do work for the County of Middlesex. The only thing that the City of London does for us directly when it comes to housing and homelessness is like the housing wait list. They also, though, are maintaining any of the other kind of affordable housing programs or developments that are coming through. So London Middlesex Community Housing reports up to the City of London specifically. So right now, the City of London is the CMSM for the county. What we are working to try to do is better understand what is our relationship with the city when it comes to the housing, where are the gaps, and what can we do different in the county to help support moving forward with developments for either community or social housing or affordable housing.
Okay, Council, any further questions? Joe, I want to thank you very much. It's a problem we think about daily, housing, and we're glad your efforts. I know the challenges you have. It's at times is mission impossible to address everyone, and you're trying your very, very best, and your colleagues as well. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much for having us. We really appreciate it, and sorry we weren't able to make it down in person, but next time we definitely will.
We have a recommendation, Council, that we received the delegation on January 14th from Joe Windsor, Acting Director of Human Resources, Middlesex County, regarding homelessness, prevention, connecting journeys, home within community, or information. Is there a mover and a seconder for that, please? Councillor Haggett, Councillor McGill, all in favor? Carried. The consent agenda is now before us, Council. I'll go through these briefly. If you want to act upon any, just put up your hand. If it's a simple task at hand, if it's more complex, we'll move it to new business. Draft regular minutes of December 17th. Special meeting minutes of January 7th. Draft economic development meeting minutes, November 20th. Voucher reports, December 2025. Yep, there's a hand here. Deputy Mayor Scholdice, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Mayhew. It's for check number 005982, and it's to Horizon Solutions for 18,539. And it's for the Appin Community Center equipment. There's 3 items listed, and I just wondered what we purchased for the community center in Appin. I see that our treasurer isn't here tonight. If you need to get back to us at another time, that's fine.
Thank you through your mayor to deputy mayor. I would appreciate some time to look into that to confirm with our finance team the details of those expenditures. And I will circulate that to council in my update this Friday. Thank you for that understanding.
Thank you.
Occasionally that sometimes the acting crew give money to spend on a particular item. And I'm not saying that that is the case here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is. They've given 6 figures in donations to that facility over the years. Municipality of Thames Center resolution of support regarding Tay Valley Township and the town of Godrich collaboration action on sustainable waste management in Ontario. Township of Narren and Hyman resolution of support for the steel and lumber sectors. City of Brantford resolution of support regarding the call for reform and publication of the Ontario Sex Offenders Registry. And we have 5-9, Township of Perry, resolution regarding the town of Bradford, West Wilbury, and the municipality of South Huron, removal of the HST and GST from new home purchases as a primary residence to support housing affordability. The United Counties of Leeds, Grenville, resolution of support for the passing of Bill 9. Municipal Accountability Act 2025. Yep, go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Mayhew. I'm just wondering if Bill 9 is passed, will that affect our current agreement with our integrity commissioner? I just wondered, is it a province service at that point, or do we still need our own? And we can get an answer at another time.
It is thank you for the question. It is my understanding that no, it would not impact our existing contract for services. But again, I will look into that and confirm with council. I appreciate that latitude.
Thank you.
And 5-11, Town of Cobourg, resolution of support regarding Elbows Up for climate action. City of Peterborough, resolution of support for sustainable funding for police services request. And I think that's it, Council. The correspondence has been reviewed from 5-1 to 5-12. A recommendation that Council of the Council of Municipality of Southwest Middlesex receive items 5-1 through 5-12 as set out in the consent agenda of January 14th. Is there a mover or a seconder? Councilor Vink, thank you. Councilor Haggett, all in favor? Carried. Council, at this time, we are going to be considering committee of adjustment. The chair will entertain a motion that the Council of the Municipality of Southwest Middlesex enter into the committee of adjustment at 6:34. Is there a mover? Councilor McGill, seconder. Mayhew, got it. And moved by McGill, seconded by Mayhew, that we move into committee of adjustment. All in favor? Carried. Okay, public. We will hand the Committee of Adjustment. Alana, can you take us by the hand and walk us through this? Oh, we got minutes, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, is there a pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? Seeing none, we'll move on. Minutes have been circulated. Motion goes out, the minutes are circulated. Is there a mover and a seconder? Deputy Mayor Schuldice, Councillor Haggett, all in favor? It is carried. The Committee of Adjustment has the seven steps, 7 processes. We'll go through them one by one as quickly as possible. Alana, do you want to lead us off, please?
Thank you, Mayor, through you. So the purpose and effect of this application is to sever a parcel of land for the creation of a residential lot to support the construction of 2 single detached dwellings. So the subject lands are located on the north side of Amy Street between Haggerty Road and Davis Street in Wardsville. And the lands as a whole is approximately 0.51 acres in size. So the lands to be severed and retained would each have a frontage of approximately 20.12 meters and lot areas of 1,024 square meters. And the lands are to be serviced by municipal piped water and sewage system. These lands are designated residential within the Southwest Middlesex official plan and are zoned residential first density within our zoning bylaw. So staff is of the opinion that the severance application to create a lot for residential purposes is consistent with the provincial planning statement and the county and Southwest Middlesex official plans, as the proposal is located within a settlement area with access to full municipal services. And staff is satisfied that the proposed development will result in lots that are compatible with the surrounding area, and they both would exceed the minimum lot size requirements and minimum lot frontage requirements of the zone. Building Services advised no concerns with regard to the application and submission materials, and that includes the servicing and grading plan. And the Manager of Public Works has advised that the lands must be connected to full municipal services and will also require a road widening dedication of 2.5 meters and entrance permits as well. So these comments have been included as conditions of consent. So overall, staff is supportive of the proposal and is of the opinion that it is consistent with the provincial planning statement and also in conformity with the county and Southwest Middlesex official plans, as well as the zoning bylaw. So with regard to agency comments received, as noted, comments were received from the Southwest Middlesex Public Works Manager. We also received comments from the St. Clair Region Conservation Authority, the county engineer, and the Southwest Middlesex Deputy Chief Building Official, and these comments are included within the report. No public comments have been received to date. So staff recommend that the report be received for information and that the application be approved subject to the 11 conditions noted in the report for the reasons outlined in the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Alana. The applicant will now be given the opportunity to speak. Kevin, would you like to say a few words? Go to the microphone if you would and state your name for the record. If you need any assistance, staff will help you. Or counselors, yep. You got it, you're live, Kevin.
Oh, your red light.
Yep.
All right, thanks for having me. My name's Kevin Vanderveen, as the applicant. Thank you, Lena, for your work, putting the report together. I think from our side, the conditions are as expected. And I think the nature of the infill development here is pretty straightforward as far as consents go. So.
Okay, that's good. Kevin, we have a process. You will be called upon once more to say anything, but it's not mandatory that you do. Okay. All right. Committee members, remarks. Any remarks with regard to this? Yes, go ahead, Councillor Fink.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Kevin, for entertaining Wardsville to new development. And I just had a question, just for information. Is this a usual situation where we're asking for 2.5 meters? Is that for every severance, say, in a village?
Through you, Mayor, to Councillor Vink. So yes, it's pretty typical. The last one I can recall is the one at the corner of Davis and I believe it was Haggerty, the 4 townhouses. Morrow just advises if the right of way it needs to be widened or not. Thank you.
Council, any further questions? Seeing no hands, we will move on. Have there been any oral or written submissions on the property? Okay, there has not been. So scratch that off. Council will come to the decision that the Committee of Adjustment accept the recommendation of allowing approval of the application. There's 12 conditions here. Yes, Councilor Vink. Okay, thank you. 8 conditions. Any second for that? Councilor Scholdice, Deputy Mayor Scholdice. All right, discussion. All in favor? It's carried. That brings us to the end of this Committee of Adjustment meeting. A motion to adjourn. To the chair. Thank you, Councilor Emery. Seconder. Councilor Haggett, all in favor? Carried. And we'll go back to our regular agenda. Okay. Much after this. Okay, we have public meeting is over. We're back in our regular agenda. Chief Administrative Officer has a report 811. Amanda, would you like to walk us through this, please?
Yes, thank you. Through you, Mayor, to Council. Before you is a report from myself and our senior leadership team outlining an update on operations and key projects for the 4th quarter of 2025, including the status of all the capital projects in 2025 and actually 2024. Happy to answer any questions, but I don't have any more introductory remarks.
Okay. The invitation has been extended. Councilor Vink, please go ahead, ask your question to the chair.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Amanda, a very good job. I just have one minor question. Under public education, it says here the Glencoe Station annual boot drive raised $3,225. Well, from past history, actually, a lot of the muscular history money comes from the Warrenville Fire Station because they stop all the vehicles going to the Buffalo Car Show. So I just putting in a plug for the Warrenville Fire Department.
Thank you, Councilor Vink. Amanda, please respond if you wish.
I would just say also thank you and noted. Absolutely, both of our fire stations do a great job with fundraising and supporting our communities. As this report was just indicating that specific kind of 4th quarter, it didn't. I assume that the Wardsville station didn't have a boot drive at the exact same time in Q4, but certainly noted, and we appreciate the volunteerism from both stations.
Thank you, Councilor Vink. Thank you, Amanda. There is the recommendation of the Council of the Southwest Middlesex received the report dated January 14th, prepared by the Chief Administrative Officer, titled Quarterly Status Report. Is there a mover and a seconder for this, please? Councilor Myers. Councilor Haggett, all in favor? Carried. Thank you, Amanda. Well, we're moving along fairly quickly, Council. 8.2, Clerk, there's nothing to report. 8.3 is Finance, but there's lots coming down the tube there. We'll look forward to that. Public Works, there's none. I'll certainly be out tonight. Community service and facilities, there is none. Fire, there is none. Building services, none. And planning at this point has been completed. There is none left on the agenda. Okay, Amanda, give me direction if I missed something here, but I think we're going on number 9. With the no notices of motion. Correspondence and petitions is number 10 on the agenda. Council 11 is unfinished business. I'll give you a minute to reflect on that. And number 12 is new business. Again, I'll give you a moment to reflect. Okay, moving on, county council and conference updates. Number 14, announcements. And number 16, closed session. There is a closed session. Okay, the regular meeting of council of the municipality of Southwest Middlesex be temporarily adjourned at 4:46 to permit the holding of a meeting in closed session for the purposes of pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor Haggett, Councilor Emery, discussion? In favor? Carried. Thank you, Council.